Hello, 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 and welcome to the Journey with Janey podcast. I'm Jane Anderson and I am your host today. And this is the Quiet Reset, a season of reflection, rest, and gentle rediscovery. So we're back again with this season, and today I am talking about the signs of faith and how I feel that all fits in with our rediscovery. There's a quiet faith that doesn't shout or demand. It's the faith that simply keeps going. And when I think about this, I often picture the Wright Brothers. And this is the two men with a bicycle workshop, experimenting with scraps of wood, wire, failing again and again, and yet never giving up. Their first flight in 1903 lasted just 12 seconds, but those 12 seconds have changed everything. If we think about how we travel within the world now, the flights we go on to get on holiday, to go on business trips, etc., etc. So those moments that they were working in that workshop was the success that they had was because they were fearless. They succeeded. They weren't fearless as such. They didn't succeed because they were fearless. They succeeded because they were patient, curious, and committed to learning from failure rather than being stopped by it. So they were learning from their mistakes. And that's where the growth came from, to be able to produce the flight that lasted that 12 seconds. And our inner journey asks for the same approach. It's not the perfection, but it's compassion. Not certainty, but consistency and perseverance in what we're actually doing. Persistence. If life feels heavy right now, it doesn't mean you've lost faith. It may simply mean that you're in the middle of this process, that word that I always kind of go, ooh, because process means there's an end, that it's not a process, it's you're in the middle of your journey. Every attempt, even the ones that end in disappointment, will move you forward. And every failure teaches you something about how you can rise and how you can move forward. And it's recognizing those learnings and understanding your next steps. And faith is often like that. The Wright brothers' first flight lasting only 12 seconds. It was small, it was imperfect, but it was the beginnings of something that they could build on to allow us the freedom to travel that we have today and build something extraordinary. In grief and growth, it rarely feels like progress. It feels like repetition. And we all know that repetition is key. I continually talk about this in the podcasts, that repetition is key. You fall, you rise, and you adjust. And each time you are learning, it might even be just minuscule steps that you can put into place. And that is where your journey starts to create momentum. And faith at its core isn't blind optimism, it's that quiet persistence and the belief that showing up really does matter. And it might look like, or it might feel like that progress is invisible, but it is happening. Sometimes it takes that one small lift, that 12 seconds of courage to change everything. And I mean everything that follows to give you that momentum and that movement. So for me, I call that the science of faith almost, the willingness to test, to trust, to keep trying again. And it's the learning in that failure to keep going. And it's the mindset that you have that says, I don't need to see the whole sky to believe I can lift it off, if that makes sense. So you don't need to see the whole big picture. You just need to believe in that moment that what you are doing is right. And I think for me personally, in the seasons of loss that I've been through, there are days, there are waves of grief that come over you. And I think I maybe mentioned last week about having to just stop and pause and rewrite. And maybe you're not feeling strong. Maybe you're not feeling inspired. Maybe you just want to be, and that's fine. Just be present and be who you want to be. And I think that presence, that gentle showing up, becomes its own act of belief and faith almost. So um, maybe right now, faith for you isn't any grand visions or certainty. Maybe it's just getting out of bed in the morning and being able to function, making that call, lighting a candle. Each small act that you decide to take is an act of faith within you. Linking back to the Wright brothers, they didn't find flight by luck. They found that through patience, failure, curiosity, and quiet conviction. They were on an inner journey of the belief, trust, and faith in themselves to create a massive change within the world that we live in today. And if we think about that in relation to our inner journey, we can ask the same. A kind of compassionate experimentation within ourselves. You don't need to be fearless. You only need to be willing to take that first small, simple step, whatever it may be. So, from me to you, if life feels heavy today, remember every great change starts as a trembling moment of faith. Even if you fall, you are moving forward. And that's the key to the journey that we're on, be it a grief journey, a journey of rediscovery, a journey of finding yourself again. We are all going to fall, and it's picking ourselves up and moving forward that is going to get us to where we want to be. So what I want you to do is take a deep breath in with me now and feel that lift in your chest and breathe it out. That's the power of the power of the lift that you can give yourself, that permission to pause. It may just be for like 2 or 3 breaths, but give yourself that permission and give yourself that lift to be who you want to be. You might just have to take yourself off into a corner and do that, or out into nature and just breathe, because that is the lift in your chest. That is life force within you that is showing you the way. And that is the courage that you have inside. So just recognize it. You are powerful, and I believe in you. And I know I said this probably in my early podcasts, way back in whenever it was, that there's something inside of you that knows no limits, and it's time to believe in you. So from me to you today, it's short and sweet, but remember, repetition is key, and that creates your momentum to move forward. So take care, and until next time, keep your heart open to the quiet science of faith. Thank you for joining me on the Journey with Janey podcast. It's always a pleasure to be with you on a Wednesday or whenever you are downloading and listening to the Journey with Janey podcast. All I ask is that you subscribe so you never miss an episode. And also remember, there are ways of contacting me through my website on www.journeywithjaney.com. There's a contact button to book a call, which is a free 15-minute call, and all the details of the ways to work with me are on my website. I'm always available for a chat, a DM, or just a message via LinkedIn or Instagram. We all have the social handles now. Just drop me a message and let's talk. And remember, we don't have to do this alone, which is exactly why I am here to help guide you on this journey. I am the me that I needed 3 years ago, and I hope and feel that I can help you on your journey of moving forward by taking small, simple steps. So from me to you, take care.